Do you enjoy reaching new heights? Maybe you're more of a cotton candy connoisseur. Or perhaps it's all about the need for speed. No matter how you like to get your thrills, the amusement parks of today deliver all of the above. Amusement parks weren't always the larger-than-life destinations they are today. What first started out as small-scale rides and ordinary hot dog stands has transformed into some of the greatest modern wonders of the world. But where did it all start? Well, the easy answer is Coney Island. Located off the coast of New York City and considered to be the first modern amusement park, it opened its doors in 1895. Coney Island was the first permanent attraction of its kind to charge people to get into the park, as well as sell tickets to get on the rides. Equipped with a standard Ferris wheel, carousel, and the world-famous boardwalk, this was the beginning of amusement parks as we've come to know them. Today, Coney Island has grown to become a key part of the New York skyline, with 2 amusement parks, multiple attractions, and iconic rides like the Cyclone. While Coney Island may have been the forerunner when it comes to amusement parks, theme parks didn't come along until a bit later. So what's the difference between a theme park and an amusement park, you ask? While they both feature rides and games, a theme park is based around a specific theme, hence the name. Think Disneyland, with its focus on Mickey and his pals. However, it wasn't Walt Disney who was responsible for the first theme park. It was an industrialist named Louis J. Koch who began building Santa Claus Land in the 1940s. Ho, ho, ho! Hold up! What's that? Yes, this was the world's first theme park. In the early 1850s, the town of Santa Fe, Indiana, was forced to change its name by the U.S. Post Office, so the residents chose the name Santa Claus. Later, in the 1940s, Koch purchased 260 acres and began construction on his Santa-themed park. Now, keep in mind, at the time, the idea of traveling to visit a theme park was unheard of. Why go on a road trip when the fair will come to you? Well, like the movie says, if you build it, they will come. And thanks to the bearded, jolly man in the red suit, today theme parks are one of the top destinations in the world. Thrill-seeking took on a whole new meaning on July 17, 1955, with the grand opening of Disneyland. This event was so anticipated that 90 million viewers tuned in to watch the opening on TV. It was the first amusement park to bring on-screen movies to life right before your eyes. The park has massively expanded since then, not only increasing the number of attractions, but also opening different Disney parks across the globe, each with their own specialized experience. With the striking success of Disneyland, other amusement park chains soon began construction. In 1961, an amusement park dedicated to the history of Texas flung open its gates. Today, the franchise known as Six Flags has become the world's largest regional theme park company, operating 30 properties across North America. The Disney franchise then expanded again in 1971 with the opening of Walt Disney World in Florida. Today, the park is the most visited amusement resort in the world, with an average attendance of more than 58 million visitors. The trend of thrill-seeking became so popular, even some celebrities wanted in on the action. Initially opening as the Rebel Railroad, this park underwent several ownership changes before partnering with legendary country singer Dolly Parton to create a Dolly-inspired theme park. Dollywood opened its doors in 1986, drawing 1.3 million visitors its first year. Today, Dollywood remains Tennessee's most visited tourist attraction. But why do amusement parks remain so popular? Clearly, fun is a #1 priority, and these destinations wouldn't be nearly as popular without their gravity-defying attractions. We owe all our death-defying moments to LaMarcus Thompson, the father of the roller coaster, who in 1884 was the first American to successfully construct a wheeled roller roller coaster, the Gravity Pleasure Switchback Railway at Coney Island. Over the years, a lot of advancements have been made when it comes to roller coaster design, but none were as groundbreaking as the original patent for a vertical loop. Think about that for a second. There was once a time when you couldn't go upside down on a roller coaster. This all changed, however, in 1898 when Edwin Prescott introduced his patented design, which was later showcased at Coney Island in the early 1900s. Today, you can't get on a ride without there being at least one loop built in, let alone 2 or 3. Who doesn't enjoy a good loop-de-loop, right? Now, today's modern coasters wouldn't be possible without John Miller's innovative under-friction design. This patent is still in use and is a mandatory component of every design, allowing for more exciting features to be added, like speed. In 1927, the Coney Island Cyclone was revealed for the first time. The Cyclone was made of wood, like most coasters at the time, and traveled at a speed of 60 miles per hour. Nowadays, you can reach speeds of over 100 miles an hour in less than 3 seconds. Wood continued to be the primary material for roller coasters until Disney introduced the Matterhorn bobsleds in 1959, the first roller coaster to use a tubular steel track. The use of steel meant the ride was much smoother and much less rickety. Have you ever been on an old wooden coaster? Probably not. There aren't many left in operation, meaning there's a whole generation of riders who will never know the shaky, bumpy, sometimes whiplash-inducing experience. Steel coasters allowed for new features like the corkscrew, introduced in 1975, and the 80s continued to bring more innovation as engineers kept adding more inversions and tricks to the coasters they were designing. Today, the King de Ka at Six Flags, New Jersey is the world's largest roller coaster, standing 485 feet tall and traveling at over 100 miles per hour. Now, the rides aren't the only reason people make regular trips to amusement parks. Have you ever tried a deep-fried Mars bar? How about a candy-coated hot dog on a stick? Or maybe you're more interested in the classic cotton candy and pretzels. Traditionally, carnival food was mostly street-style fare. However, modern amusement parks have turned their food into a separate attraction all on its own. This trend began in the 1920s as more amusement chains started to open up, and each needed to find ways to stand out from competitors. Today, amusement parks offer full-service restaurants, indoor and outdoor seating options, not to mention full-service bar options for any adults looking to have a little extra fun. Disney took this a step further in 1955 when they became one of the first amusement parks to provide multiple different eateries. Today, the menu selections have evolved way beyond the grab-and-go stands of original traveling fairs. For anyone with a fear of clowns, going to the carnival used to be a dreadful experience because they were often the main source of entertainment, aside from the rides, of course. Now, while the odd clown or two can still be found, most amusement parks have actors portraying theme park mascots or iconic characters from movies, such as Disney princesses or Looney Tunes characters. You can even get a princess makeover at Disneyland. That being said, technology has made it possible to create even more dynamic and memorable interactions, impacting everything from the attractions themselves to park operations. Do you remember what it was like to go through a ticket line without a digital kiosk or mobile scanners? Neither do a lot of people. It's hard to believe sometimes, but there was once a time when everything was done in person. You had to purchase tickets at the box office, carry the physical copy around in your bag, and don't you dare lose the parking pass. Now, self-service kiosks at the entrance make it easier to get inside. There are also fast passes, which help manage guest flow and expedite the fun for thrill seekers who don't mind spending a little extra. The ride technology itself has also evolved over time, making the experience more interactive. In 1939, the idea of dark rides, was first introduced at the New York World's Fair Futurama. These types of rides involve dynamic stage lighting, animations, music, and special effects. Disneyland took the concept to new levels with their Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion attractions, some of the first rides to incorporate this technology. Throughout the 1950s, most of the characters and ride decor was made out of plaster or concrete, similar to that used on cedar stages. It wasn't until modern amusement parks began to expand that animatronics or robotics were involved in bringing these elements to life. Walt Disney showcased the Carousel of Progress at the 1964 New York World's Fair, which wowed audiences with its rotating cedar and advanced audio animatronics. This technology has now become a standard in amusement parks around the world, helping bring the entire experience to life before your very eyes. Today, holographs, virtual reality, augmented reality, and robotics have taken the amusement park experience to yet another level. The cost of attending an amusement park has also changed drastically over the years, especially as these destinations became increasingly more popular. A big draw for carnivals has always been the souvenirs and prizes you win playing games. Think of the last time you visited an amusement park. There's always at least one person carrying around an enormous, oversized stuffed character that they won after multiple rounds of ring toss. Originally, these toys and trinkets were extremely cheap, often small and usually costing far less than the cost of your ticket. However, according to one study, merchandise sales today generate about 20% of theme park revenue. That's a crazy amount spent on games and Mickey Mouse ear hats. But it does put the cost of your experience into perspective. Nowadays, you can get anything from a custom t-shirt to an oversized stuffed animal, and don't forget the personalized photo of you trying not to hurl on the roller coaster, and that's on top of the entrance fee. When amusement parks first opened, they were still a relatively new concept. The rides were simpler, food was cheaper, and the attractions were smaller. This meant the entry fee was less expensive and ultimately more affordable for everyone. That's unfortunately no longer the case. Today, it can cost over $100 for a single person, and more than $400 if you choose to get an annual pass. In October 1971, the price to get inside Walt Disney World was $3.50, about the same amount it takes to ride the bus today. In March 2019, a regular day pass cost $177. Talk about a big leap. Also, back then, there weren't any specialty passes or discounts because everything was so simple. It wasn't until 1999 that Disney introduced the Fast Pass for the first time. This type of ticket allows visitors to bypass the long lines on select attractions and experience more throughout the day. Another way to get a few more bucks into Mickey's pocket. So, what do we have to look forward to? As engineers continue to reach new heights with their designs, we can only imagine what amusement parks will look like in the future. Technology like virtual reality and digital animation mean there are fewer limitations to what's possible. We've gone from sitting in roller coasters to standing and even hanging in them. But just remember, whatever comes next, increased thrills means increased costs. Will amusement parks continue to be accessible to everyone, or will they eventually become a luxury item only the few can afford? Thanks for watching. Stick around, tap or click on another great video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.